Yo, what is going on, man? Oh my goodness. I'm over here rushing. Let me get right. What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily App, Yappisode 27. So what is going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all for tuning in, especially on this late night / last call. It was kind of like random to go live tonight. So I appreciate y'all for having the notifications on because yes, I was not expecting to go live. As far as like waking up into Sunday, I was like, nah, because I had a crazy weekend. I had a wedding last night, had to go to a friend's wedding. Completely forgot. Y'all know how men are. We don't really know anything. I just show up wherever the wife tells me to, whatever is scheduled on the calendar. That I also don't pay attention to. It's just very last minute. So we had a wedding that we was at last night. I had no idea because I actually planned on going live last night. But then when I woke up Saturday morning, found out we had a wedding. Cool. Friday, something else happened too. No, I think Friday we was just off because we went. I don't know. I can't remember. I just know we went live Thursday, I believe, and we was up late yapping. And then I think Friday we took off, something like that, had a wedding Saturday. It was completely unexpected. And I literally was like, there's no possible way that I am going to miss Sunday too. So here we are, fresh out the gym, just got done hooping, rushed home, and I could not wait to chop it up with the lovely Yap community. So I appreciate y'all for joining. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the sub button. We on the road to 22K. I appreciate all the support along the way. I believe we are at 21.9. So we are very, very, very close to 22K, 21,926. So we are almost at 22K. I appreciate y'all from every step, whether it was from the very beginning, like it doesn't even matter. I just appreciate the fact that we have crossed paths at that very moment in time when you decided to sub to the channel, or if you decided to follow on TikTok, whichever one it is. I appreciate y'all for doing that. Also, hit the like button as well. It helps the channel, boost it into the algorithm. And if you are new, don't know what's going on, make sure you drop your state as well. Drop your state, drop your country. We got a lot of pins that I added today that we need to keep adding because I'm not even done with the ones that I haven't been able to get to after already adding a whole bunch today. So don't forget to drop your state, drop your country if you haven't already. So that way I could drop a pin for you. I know I also said I'm going to take a still shot of the map. That way we can get a little close up and people can let me know. You can have a better visual of what it looks like if you have something going on. So don't forget to do that either. But yes, without further ado, we got a lot to talk about. As you can see, the thumbnail, I don't want to say I'm upset, but I'm on the edge. I'm going to say that. I know I just got done hooping and I'm drinking an energy drink. That's probably a terrible combination, but here we are. But we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about Tucker Carlson is going to be the topic of the day. There are going to be some people that aren't really a fan of this topic because, to be quite honest, I think we all want to love Tucker Carlson. So this is not at all a smear Tucker Carlson type of night. I don't want to just say that entirely. I think I like Tucker Carlson for the most part. But I do have my suspicions about why he is extremely silent on the Charlie Kirk investigation. Y'all know that I have been saying that for a while now, and obviously it is now hitting inside of those conversations after Candace brought up the dinner that she had with Tucker Carlson and all that. So we're going to get into all of that, but I'm honestly a little somewhat excited just because I like to apply pressure. Because I'm a random person, like nobody's going to listen to me. I'm just a random guy that likes to yap. So I enjoy the fact that I've been questioning Tucker Carlson for a little bit now. And now it's starting to kind of like, not that I'm like, oh, everybody stole my thing. No, no, no. Not also. I'm just saying I have always been a fan of just questioning absolutely anybody. I don't really care, regardless of who everybody's favorite is. And Tucker Carlson was somebody that people used to always kind of like give a lot of grace to. And I'm like, for what? What are we giving grace to him for? He do bring people on his interviews and they share a lot of information. They do. We appreciate him for bringing them on. But I'm like, why are we giving him a pass? Everybody can't just be playing chess. That's everybody's favorite thing to say, is that everybody's playing chess. Everybody's playing chess. Oh, he's keeping his cards close. All that. I said, so who was going to speak up if everybody playing the game? So we're going to get to him. We're going to get to him a lot tonight because obviously he is the topic of kind of like the week. And I'm glad we are here because I enjoy questioning everyone until they prove themselves, until they show themselves to be trustworthy. Because you don't just earn that, right? Well, it is earned. You don't just automatically get that. You have to earn the trust. So I feel like we have every right, especially us as random people, we have every right to question absolutely everyone when it comes to this Charlie Kirk investigation. Just because, again, someone is no longer here anymore, Charlie Kirk, and someone needs to step up. Someone needs to step up. And I quite literally mean anybody. Anybody needs to step up. I appreciate Candace for being that person. It seems like the only one, but somebody needs to step up outside of her, or else everybody's going to be sitting around waiting for her. And that's what seems like is happening. If we just want to be completely honest, I have never, ever, ever in my life cared to be friendly with everybody that's in the creator space and the podcasting space, especially when it comes to this topic. I have never cared for that. I really don't, because I don't, quite frankly, I don't know them. They don't know me. So, that's why some people, when they bring up other creators and stuff, I don't mind collabing with people at all. But I'm like, I'm also that person that's like, if you want to have the persona of, oh, you love Tucker Carlson and you would never say anything bad about Tucker Carlson on your show, I'm probably not a person to talk to, bro. Because I don't know these people. So I'm gonna say, he looks shady to me. Why don't you think he looks shady? I'm like, that's just what it is. Same thing as Candace. People don't like it, but I'm somebody where, again, I appreciate Candace and I give her a lot of grace because she is literally one of the biggest people in this space that has given us so much information, and we wouldn't even be where we are today without her. But there are times where I'm gonna be like, I don't know about that one. You look a little shady to me, Candace. That doesn't really make sense to me. Not shady as in I think you may be in on it, just like that doesn't really make sense, and I need more clarity. And I'm gonna do that for anybody. But a lot of people in this space don't really like to do that. They want to be the I don't know, a friend to everyone. But a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. So y'all know I will always keep it above with y'all, no matter what. That would never change whatsoever. And I will never change. So we have a lot to talk about with Tucker, obviously. There is obviously always gonna be a donkey of the day. Always. And today we do, and it is off topic of what we are going to get into with Tucker Carlson. But it is actually, but it's actually coming from somebody y'all don't know. I'm giving y'all a heads up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Somebody y'all don't like. I'm giving y'all a heads up. It's not Lisa. But it actually came from Brandon Tatum's show. He made a video about something very interesting. And it's about the Carmelo Anthony case that I wanted to play because this is for sure not Brandon Tatum that's donkey today. It's actually these two women that, quite frankly, I don't even really know, that were speaking on a topic. And I just could not believe what I was hearing. And it also made me realize that we're right about a couple of things. When we say that people are very shady and they're acting weird, believe it. Trust your gut every single time. Every single time. And what I mean by that is if y'all realize and y'all think about it, Megyn Kelly, Brandon Tatum, two people that we probably all at one point used to agree with, like, oh, I like them. Like, I can listen to them. Like, they're cool. I think Megyn Kelly, we probably had our suspicions first. Brandon Tatum, it kind of got very weird with him as soon as Charlie Kirk died. Very weird with him. But with Megyn Kelly, you know, she was always kind of on the fence type of person. But what I brought them up to say, well, I brought them up for a reason to say that when it comes to any other topic, why do we tend to agree with them on a lot of things? But when it comes to specific topics, it's like, who are they? Who are you? For example, Brandon Tatum, if it's about our greatest ally or if it's about Charlie Kirk, it's like, who are you, bro? This doesn't sound like the same Brandon Tatum that we typically used to know when he would have very blunt conversations about very honest things, honest truth. It might be controversial, but he would keep it 100 always. And that's the Brandon Tatum I know. So when we play this video tonight, I want y'all to realize, like, this is the Brandon Tatum I used to like. Because I'm like, thank you for calling out BS, keeping it just truly 100. But then when I'm listening to him, I'm also like, dude, where is this when it comes to the Charlie Kirk investigation? Charlie Kirk and our greatest ally, Brandon Tatum, just drops his draws every time for them two. Whatever the people want to hear, that pay him, that's what he puts out. But anything else, it's like, oh, like that's the Brandon Tatum I remember. Same as Megyn Kelly. So that's why when it comes to Charlie Kirk, I'm like, no, bro, y'all are the feds, bro. Y'all are ops. Because there's no way you make all this sense over here. But when it comes to this one topic, you just don't make any sense. It don't even sound like you. So I want to bring up our first donkey today. I wanted to say that because Brandon Tatum is about to get played on the show tonight, which is rare. Which is rare. So without further ado, I'm going to let Brandon Tatum take it away. Two donkey of the days. It's two of them, y'all. It's two of them. So let me get them pulled up. And again, this is about the Carmelo Anthony case. For the ones that don't know, again, you know, Carmelo Anthony was found guilty, sentenced to 35 years in prison for stabbing Austin Metcalf. I did end up watching the 3 hours or so of Austin Metcalf's father coming out. Don't mind me. I'm starting this TikTok live, so give me 1 second. There we go. All right. I watched Jeff Metcalf's rant for it's like 3+ hours. And yeah, it was crazy. So we might hit on that, but that's really not the point of the donkey today. So without further ado, let's get to it. Donkey today, these two women right here. And you're just gonna listen to what they're saying here about the Carmelo Anthony case and about black. There, you know, they make the claim of there was no black jurors when there were. Well, first off, they make the claim that there was an all-white jury when there wasn't. But these two intelligent women decided to come up with a game plan on how to get more black people on the jury. So just take a listen to these two smart individuals.
Fair. Don't say, no, I'm not finna put a black man in jail. Don't say that. Okay. Cause if that's what you're going to say, you could have stayed home. You have to go and be like, no, I will hear the evidence. I can be fair.
Dishonest.
Don't say, no, I'm not finna put a black man in jail. Don't say that. Okay. Cause if that's what you're going to say, you could have stayed home. You have to go and be like, no, I will hear the evidence. I can be fair. Don't say, I hate white people and I don't care what he did. Don't do that. That's what people were doing in this case. Okay. And then everybody's like in an uproar because there's no black people on the jury, when damn near half of the black people who could have been on the jury canceled themselves out.
Yeah.
Don't
Hold
do
on,
that. Okay.
So pretty much what you're saying, half of the black people that could have been on the jury were racist. And they had no business being on the jury because they couldn't be impartial. And then this woman is saying, which is a crime, to encourage people to lie in the jury pool.
Yes, Brandon Tatum. For the first time in a very long time, I agree with you, brother. I don't know why you don't make sense when it comes to Charlie Kirk, but he's completely right. They're going to go into it a little bit more, but these two women, they're trying to do this whole retrial thing with this appeal with Carmelo Anthony. And they are suggesting that a lot of black people weren't able to get on the jury because they should have lied and said that they weren't biased. That's their game plan. Basically, commit a felony. That's their recommendation. Commit a felony and say you're not biased, and then get up there and then try your best to free Carmelo Anthony just because he's black, which is literally against the law when you sign the papers to be on jury duty. And these two black women are encouraging the black community to commit more felonies by saying, when you sign those papers, lie and do your best to get through the screening process. Lie whatever the checklist is, lie about it. And then when you get up there, be biased and get as many people as you can off just because you and them are black. But please continue. Wonderful, educated women.
Like, I just don't understand. I have never in my life seen a white people on a pot. I don't fool off.
Yes, there in the
a criminal. Let them finish.
So don't do that. See, somebody in the comments talking about that's what got me put out. Don't do that. When you go up there, say, no, I have never heard about this case. I can be fair. Say that. Okay. And then mean it. Believe it a little bit. Don't tell them you can't be impartial. You could have stayed home.
Because then you're going to be Issa Rae, they say. You're going to be, I'm rooting for everybody black.
Yeah.
I would have to remember that because I would be in there like, I would almost be too eager. Oh, God. I would probably be too eager just to go flip mode. Do you? Yep, I do believe whatever you do.
They're going to kick you out.
You just said, I don't know who that person was that said that the other day. What I believe today, this is a video of you saying, that wasn't me. I didn't say those things. I believe in the rule of law. I believe.
Ma'am, all we asked was, what was your first name?
Law and order.
Go kick you.
And this is the disappointing part. I don't want to lose too many more brain cells listening to these women, but this is the disappointing part about the community in general that our kids, our youth have to grow up into. And that's like literally protecting them from to be honest, you sometimes have to protect them from your own people, and just have to put them around smart, educated people that make great decisions type of people. Because you have two people that have a microphone with a camera telling their audience to go commit a crime. And it's just so interesting because they only do this. They only do this. And trust me, I am not at all afraid to be called anything in the book that they try to do with black people. They've done it before. I've heard every name out of the book. So I'm not really afraid about any of that stuff. TikTok has made me so used to that. Anytime you have a take that goes against the Black community, they kill you for it. So it's so disappointing because the only time that these people come up here and try to unite, everybody come together and let's come up with a game plan to help each other out, right? Even if it's an illegal way, because it is. She's literally telling them to like commit perjury, I believe is the crime. So even though it's illegal, this is the only time Black people get together. And that is when it's some type of crime where it is involving another race. When it's another race involved, all of a sudden, everybody wants to come together as a community and do something. It's a joke. It is. Like, it truly is, because you never see this uproar with anything else. And that's why I don't mind being called anything you want, because I'm going to always tell it how it is. I saw on the news multiple times this year of kids under 10 years old get murdered. Multiple times. And I'm sure everybody here can probably talk about a story that they heard on the news as well of somebody under 10 years old getting gunned down. What do you hear in the neighborhood about that? You don't ever hear anybody coming together and saying, man, we gotta figure something out. It's just normal. It's just normal. And I'm going to the extreme, and I'm involving kids, because that should really piss everybody off. Kids should bring everybody together. That's the reason why I'm bringing up kids. Kids should bring everybody together. As soon as a kid is caught in a crossfire of something, absolutely everyone should be saying, enough is enough. This innocent little kid that didn't even grow up to play on the playground with his friends in the 5th grade or whatever the situation is, was gunned down to some senseless violence. And nobody ever comes together for stuff like that. It's just like, oh, another day in the hood, another day in here, another day there. We're going to put her or him on a t-shirt and have a memorial service, a vigil, let the balloons fly, and then they move on. Next week, it's another shooting in the same neighborhood. Nobody ever cares about that. But God forbid another person of another race commits a crime against a Black person. And now, all of a sudden, everybody is coming together. My fault. That too. Another person committing a crime against a Black person. But in this situation with the Carmelo Anthony case, God forbid a Black person commits a crime against a white person. And I would have never thought I'd see the day where the Black community comes together and says, no, he needs to get off of that crime just because it's a black and white thing. He doesn't even need to go to jail for it. He should be free just because it was a black and white thing. That's why I've always just stood for truth, bro. I've never been that person that's like a panderer or any of that. And that's what the Black community is going to say. Like when you don't really agree with stuff like that, they say you're pandering to like the white community. You're pandering to the white man and all the other stuff. And it's like, no, bro, I'm just preaching the truth. And this is exactly what I would tell my kids. If you think that somehow that's pandering to another race, I think you have other problems to worry about. But I'm just calling it how it is. I see a lot of teenagers get gunned down, and y'all don't ever act like this at all. But anytime it's another race getting involved, now all of a sudden, whole community together, coming together, trying to figure something out. I've never in my life seen people come together to try to get somebody off the case. Carmelo Anthony did what he did to Austin Metcalf. Folks came together hoping that he got off. And then when he was sentenced to prison, they said justice was not served. He was cheated. I'm confused. What is happening here? To be honest, if you want to be completely honest, I thought 35 years was less than I expected. It was less than I expected, bro. Because one, he denied, he didn't take the plea. So usually when you take a trial, most of the time it's like a severe punishment for taking a trial and all of this stuff. So I thought 35 years was light compared to what it could have been. And they said justice wasn't served. And it was an unfair trial. And then when you try to get when you try to listen to these people and give them the benefit of the doubt, and like, okay, maybe not the benefit of the doubt, but let me listen to you. Let me listen to your side. Let me listen to your stance. And let me just see if I can hear you out. And the first thing that the parents come out and say is it was an all-white jury. We was doomed from the start as soon as we walked in. And it's public information that it wasn't an all-white jury. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? Secondly, who cares who's on the jury? Right is right and wrong is wrong. Who cares? It's amazing how in situations like that, they expect black people to save them, right? They wanted black people to save them on the jury. Like, please hear me out. This is how my brain operates. Carmelo Anthony's family wanted black people to be on the jury, but yet they took the advice from somebody. They took the advice that the best lawyer had to be a white lawyer. Do you see how that contradicts? So the black people were supposed to save the day. The jury. You wanted black people on the jury to save your son and somehow get off of murder. But yet you hired a white lawyer because in your eyes, you thought the white man was the best. But then y'all got on Sean Kent for representing Rick Chow. And Sean Kent said, I can't, don't be mad at me just because I'm the best lawyer. Oh, but the best lawyer must only come in one skin color. Does the best lawyer not exist for black people? So y'all pick and choose when you want to be in favor. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. They just can't be consistent at all. You pick a white lawyer because you feel like he's going to save your son. But then you walk in there and you see white jurors, you automatically think your son is guilty. Well, wouldn't that make you think that the white lawyer is going to sabotage your son and sabotage the case? Oh, but then when you lose the case, you blame the white lawyer. It's the accountability part, bro. Just take accountability. And not one time that I've watched, and it's a whole Carmelo Anthony thing, and I'm so glad that I did not waste my energy on all of this last year. I saw the tension and how much it brought to the internet and how everybody was going back and forth with the race war and all of that. And I was like, bro, I want no part of that, bro. And I probably was battling some other TikTok thing already because I'm always on the bad side of TikTok. I didn't want that at all. So then when this came back around this year, I was like, let me look into it a little bit. And I just could not believe it. I could not believe what I was reading, what I was listening to. Because it's just, I don't know, man. It's annoying. That's why I don't ever like to get so involved in it, because it really will stress you out, piss you off, how they just so wishy-washy. And I want to play one more video that's related to the same thing. And I want y'all to know this person that I'm about to show that's related to this same topic. All right, then I'm going to move on. Charleston White. He was somebody that was pushing the narrative and propaganda as well of this whole race war. It's unfair. Carmelo Anthony should get off, blah, blah, blah. And now that Carmelo Anthony was found guilty, this is what Charleston White has to say now that he was found guilty. Remember, for the whole year plus, he was pushing that Carmelo Anthony was innocent. Now that he was found guilty, what do you have to say?
I want to say this to the Metcalf parents. If I have said anything that hurt you, I ask for your forgiveness. Forgive me. I was in my feelings, I was in my emotions, and I was in my own ideology at that moment. And with that being said, I want to talk to the father, not the mother. When I look at this situation, the absence of the mother in front of the camera lets me know that's a grieving mother. And I want to tell you, Mr. Metcalf, I have no quarrels with you, sir. I initially agreed with you, as I do still agree with you.
He didn't have his energy at all for like the whole year. But now that the verdict is in, now, okay.
I did my best. I did my best. I heard you say it, and I made a call without hearing you say it. This is not about race. You have every right to be angry. You have every right to hate. And I'm telling black people, nobody have a right to be mad at you. You don't have a right to be mad at those parents. If we take us out of it.
I thought you was apologizing, bro. How you go from apologizing to then telling Austin's dad, you can't be mad? What?
Put those two kids back of it because we lost 2 children. We're arguing. We brought race into it. Black people introduced it. White people accepted it. From start to now, I've been trying to reject it. Why? It takes the focus off both children.
It's crazy, huh? So, it's just, this is why a lot of people, especially when it comes to my page, a lot of people do come and try to say, oh, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? I only care about my family when it comes to all of that. I don't stand or represent anybody at all. Just because of things like this situation right here, where you have a community that is just completely rejecting the idea of accountability. And they just blame Austin, blame his family for absolutely everything. Charleston White did the exact same thing. And now he wants to come out and apologize for everything. And he also has another video that I'm not going to play because I want to move on. Going at Camelo's dad, saying that Camelo's dad was taking the money, using it for other stuff and all this, that, and the third. So now everybody is completely, it's the domino effect. Now everybody's completely crumbling. Melo was found guilty. They're going to play this whole thing and try to blame everybody. And it's just disappointing. It's disappointing again because they only do this for situations like this when it involves another race. That's the only time. It's the same thing. Y'all don't want to hear it, but it's the same thing when it comes to police brutality. Luckily, it has not been a huge topic over the last year or so. But anytime a police brutality thing come up, it's terrible. Nobody's ever going to deny that. But when people bring it up as if it's just everyday issue, when it's not, it's literally the smallest problem ever in America. But when it happens, it's now all of a sudden, when you get pulled over because of your skin color, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, well, no, I've been gracefully lucky, blessed. Obviously, yes, I can acknowledge that. However, when I get pulled over, everything that you see on camera, TV, not 100% of the time, there are completely innocent people that have lost their life for doing nothing. But majority of the time, when I get pulled over, I do the complete opposite of what I've been seeing on TV. I'm respectful. I respect the fact that he has a family as well. I don't want to get nobody a hard time. And I usually am able to be on my way, whether it's an actual ticket or a warning. So I will never, ever be some type of voice that represents anything except for the truth on however that may land. You may not like it, but if I'm speaking the truth, it is what it is. Sometimes the truth hurts. So That's definitely donkey today. Just that whole case, because it's still blowing up. We'll probably talk about it a little bit more moving forward as well until it dies down, because it is crazy things happening every day about that case. I don't think if they do end up filing an appeal, I don't think it'll go it won't go well, because there's not going to be anything new brought up in appeal. It's not like it's going to be a whole retrial. So there's not going to be new evidence, new this, new that. So I don't think the appeal is going to do anything. They're just going to continue riding this wave, and the media is feeding into it as well. They're going to push this whole race war and all that until eventually it's going to die down and people are going to forget about it. That's typically what happens. But I wish they would put this energy into these kids that are losing their life every single day to gun violence from their own kind. Right now, at this very moment, I am more likely to lose my life or be a victim to some type of crime from my own kind than anybody else. So anytime you have Charleston White and other people that want to come out and say the white man this, the white man that, I'm not, but I should be afraid of my own kind if I'm going to be afraid of anybody. If you want to push any type of, watch your back, I should be watching my back for my own kind. But when you say that, now all of a sudden I'm a coon or something like that. When it's like, no. Typically that's just what happens. But it's a bigger issue than that. Like, this is an issue where there just needs to be more fathers in the homes. That's really it. If you put some more fathers in the homes, that's a great start. It's not going to solve the entire problem, but that is a great start. Typically, the father's absent. And then we have this whole issue. And it's just forever going. So, yeah, that's absolutely crazy. But let me get into Tucker Carlson. Love your content, Yapper. Keep it up. The subs will keep on adding up. Thank you, Lizzie, for the donation and supporting the channel. I appreciate you very much. Now, without further ado, the conversation that y'all do not, some of y'all, not everybody, do not want to hear. And that is Tucker Carlson. For the ones that don't know, Tucker Carlson has been the topic of conversation for the last couple of days. He was brought up on the Candace show, and Candace brought up, I don't know if I played that in a Yappisode yet, so if not, I will. And if I did, please forgive me, but I just want to give the people some context for the ones that hasn't heard this story yet that Candace shared. But, and I'll give my thoughts afterwards. So let me go ahead and get this out. All right, you guys. That's the best part of Candace's episode. Here we go. Right. I didn't expect to pull this up, but I need to pull this up for context for sure. So let me pull this up right quick. This is the context of Tucker Carlson being a little questionable. Oh, I'm not showing it. My bad. My bad. There we go.
And who's a bodyguard, Jonathan Barcelo, who is a Marine, and becomes husband is being aggrieved. She knows her husband is under pressure from Israel. She knows her husband is losing. I'd be like, I really don't. Speech is that when I got off air with Tucker, obviously you just have chatter, like just chatter in the air, like about everything you just discussed and what's happening and everything we said there. We're talking about Epstein. And Tucker said to me, and I'm obviously, I'm not going to get this verbatim, but he was like,
real question. And I want to know if anybody thought the same thing. I am not accusing or anything. I'm just yapping, right? I'm getting what's off my brain into the microphone for y'all to hear. Did y'all believe Candace when she said she truly forgot that she was in Maine when Charlie was in Maine? Did y'all believe her? Did y'all like for once just say, that sounds kind of funny? It sounds kind of weird. I'm just saying. I'm just asking for the ones that for the ones that really, 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 really love Candace, forgive me, because some of y'all cannot stand when I talk about her. And I'm not at all accusing, okay? I just know that, yes, Candace is a very, very, very intelligent individual. And I would never, ever, ever put it past her, or ever think that she would forget something like this. So when she said that she did, and she said she honestly forgot, I was like, I don't believe you, Candace. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You knew this. I don't know. I don't know why she says she forgot, because I don't believe that. Now, this still doesn't disregard anything that she's about to say, but it just made me wonder. And I was like, I don't know about that one, Candace. I don't believe you. I think you knew this entire thing. But if y'all feel like she truly forgot, then hey, is what it is. Up for debate. I just know that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, when she said she forgot, and then she like went to like, I swear. I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, he talked about a SAS speech, and he just said they're like, taking money from Charlie because of this whole speech. And I was like, yeah, Charlie's kind of coming over to our side. He's really had an awakening about this. It's crazy that I forgot this, but it's the second part of what.
Yeah, it was in Maine. She went all the way to Maine. I've been to Vermont, which is right next to Maine, several times. It's just me. I don't ever forget when I got to go to Vermont. When I go up to Vermont, it is never, ever forgettable. Never. It is just so exhausting traveling there. It's not like the South where you just got all of these resources and ways to get around. Those states up there, some of y'all probably have never been to Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, Canada, all of that, the upstate New York. I've been to all of those. It is very hard to forget about traveling up there. That's the only reason why I brought that up. Now, obviously, I think she said she just had her baby, so that is real. Like when you have a baby, you really just be out of it. You just be zoned out. But it is very, going up there is very hard to forget, I would think, in my opinion, because it's just crazy.
He said to me, he said, I just had dinner with him and Erica. They were just here. I think he said like last night. I kid you not. They were just there in Maine having dinner with Tucker. I remember this. I am 1000% certain. Days within me, it was like Charlie was there and then I was there. And he had dinner with Erica, and he said something, which is the reason why I was happy when they announced that Erica was going to be CEO, because before we could have ever known that Charlie was going to be assassinated, as we were sitting here in Maine talking about Israel and Epstein and what the pressure that Charlie was under, Tucker was like, I absolutely love Erica. He said this publicly 1,000 times, so I'm not revealing anything here. And he was like, she is like hardcore on the anti-Israel train. And that she had gone in on dinner about everything, and that, this is who Erica was. And I was like, oh wow, like I actually never got to spend that kind of time with her. Like I know Charlie's coming to the other side, but I never really speak to Erica like that. And they had this dinner in the midst of all of this SAS stuff, and I happened to be in Maine. And when I look at that and I plot that on the timeline, it convinces me that Erica is a psychopath. Genuinely convinces me that Erica's a psychopath, because, and please, Tucker, forgive me, I had to share that. I know you like her. I know you're a fan of Erica.
No, we ain't doing no sorries around here. Tucker, clarify immediately. Let's hear it. Clarify, is this true? I don't care about all that. I don't care about no apologies. I don't care about none of that. I'm glad Candace aired this out. Tucker, clarify. Is this true? Yes or no? I don't want nobody else. I don't need Andrew Kovac getting involved. I don't need Turning Point USA getting involved. None of that. Tucker, is this true? Yes or no? If Tucker cannot answer the question, Tucker, you are an op, brother. You are an op. This is easily verifiable. Easily.
I know we have different opinions and different perspectives, but this doesn't make sense. This does not make sense that Erica gets on stage.
I mean, I don't think that's why I said that it's like a harmless debate. I don't really think her either lying about not remembering this piece or not. I don't really think that affects the substance of the story at all. It just made me wonder, like when she said that, I was like, Maine is crazy. I've been to Maine so many times. It is like, oh, it's so crazy. So that's why when she said she forgot, I was like, I forgot that I traveled to like dang near Hawaii. You know, like you just can't forget about stuff. Like it's so crazy going up there. I had so many college basketball games in Maine. I never forgot a single one. However, again, mommy brain is 100% real. But I just think that it didn't really matter. I was just wondering what y'all was thinking when she said that.
And is pro-Israel, blinks and is at dinner and is anti-Israel, more anti-Israel than Tucker. I mean, than Charlie, as we're talking about all this Epstein stuff and Charlie's under pressure. And then as soon as Charlie passes away, she's up on stage with Barry Weiss saying anybody that doesn't support Israel has brain rot. That's a psychopath. That is somebody who can be someone else in every room. And we have told this story over and over again about Erica. She literally just commutes her entire personality depending on who she's in front of. Like there is no personality. It's who is the audience. I'm a Catholic if I'm in the back of a church and I'm with this donor who's got a lot of money and Stacey taps on their shoulder and I share how Charlie was about to become Catholic. And then the woman, as I shared with you guys, gets on a plane, brings back a relic of Saint Michael because Erica's so hardcore Catholic. And then she blinks and she instructs Andrew Colvetz to deny what I said about Charlie in the Catholic Church.
Real One Podcast. Adam, what's going on, man? What's up? Guess who finally got monetized? Oh, snap. Congrats, bro. That is exciting. I'm happy for you, man. That is only the beginning, man. Let's keep on pushing for truth. Let's keep on pushing.
Like literally the next week, she okays Alex Clark coming out and saying I'm a liar. Erica's a psychopath. This is like, it just dawned on me. She was playing this game while Charlie was alive. And if I didn't do this timeline, if I didn't remember that I was in Maine having this casual conversation when everybody was friends and Charlie was alive and Charlie was under a lot of pressure, I probably would not have reflected on this little tidbit that proves that Erica's a psychopath. She wasn't a grieving widow in all.
I'm going to take it even further. Candace, how you feel about Tucker now? Now that you know that Tucker know that Erica flipped. I'm just saying, I'm over the games, bro, with everybody. Not that Candace is playing the game. You know what I mean? Like I said, I gotta always preface this. She gets all of the grace. She has shown time and again. This thing, Alani drink is killing me. She has shown time and again that she can be trusted. So Candace has my grace. I'm just asking a simple question. Candace, how do you feel? Because I know Candace also don't like talking about I don't be watching the UFC fights. Candace has also talked a lot about, highly of Tucker and nice of Tucker. And I know she's about to say, Tucker, I don't know how you like her. Valid. But I want to know also what she thinks about Tucker playing both sides. I know typically with Candace, her stance is like that information doesn't really matter to the Charlie Kirk investigation. Same as like Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum's one of the people that's like, I can go at you and try to figure out why you are the way you are about the Charlie Kirk investigation, but it doesn't really mean anything. So I understand it. However, we've also brought up a lot of different characters in this Charlie Kirk investigation that is kind of irrelevant. I wouldn't say necessarily irrelevant, but we brought Victor Marks up. So to be, I think everybody's on the table. Bump it. Episode about Tucker Carlson. Let's figure him out. But yeah, it's very odd. Yes, Tucker Carlson was right at the table with Charlie Kirk when he watched his wife play both sides. He watched his wife, at that very moment, he watched his wife have his back. Erica had Charlie's back. And then Charlie dies, and you watch her flip in live time. And you knew that. You know that because you had dinner with them. So you know she flipped. And there's so many people that's like, oh man, he's playing chess. He knows more than he puts out. He's gonna tell the truth eventually. Yeah, she's actually gonna be on this week. She knows the truth eventually. I mean, my fault. He knows the truth and he's gonna speak on it eventually. And I'm like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think he's gonna come out and speak at all. Because I'm gonna play some other clips where he talks about how much he loves Erica and how close he is with other people in the Charlie Kirk investigation. And I don't think he's gonna ever come out. He may speak on it, very vaguely like he's been doing. But I am going to say again for the 50 millionth time that Tucker Carlson is similar to Megyn Kelly. And he plays both sides. But Tucker ain't dumb, bro. His dad was a CIA agent, bro. His son is also in politics. Tucker's a genius. He knows exactly what the freak is going on, but he chooses not to say anything. Charlie told Tucker to go max. That's where go max came from. He told Tucker to go max. Does it look like he's going max, or does it look like he's playing chess and keeping his cards close to his chest? That ain't going max, bro.
August and July. Okay. She wasn't a grieving widow. She was.
Yeah. Baron did hit on it some tonight. And hopefully he has his chapters up, because I wanted to play some of his, but sometimes you got to wait till his chapters up because it's hard to find the segments for him. But hopefully I'm giving it time for his chapters to come up, because he be going live late.
The manipulative psychopath who puts on a different outfit, a different costume, depending on what play she has to put on. Okay. That's just like an established fact that Erica she has demonstrated over and over again the attributes of a psychopath. I'm with Tucker. I'm anti-Israel. I'm with Barry Weiss. People who don't support Israel have brain rot. I'm with an Egyptian pastor. I love Israel. There's conflict here because of a call to arms. That's not normal. How weird if you had learned that after doing this podcast, I was just yucking it up with Ben Shapiro, talking about how much I love his yarmulke growing. You'd be like, that's weird.
Don't hate me. Okay. Don't hate me. But Candace and Brandon Tatum are cool. So I think that's weird too. Now that's like a whole nother conversation. But I'm just saying, Candace and Brandon Tatum are cool. So her comparison of what if she was hanging out with Ben Shapiro, that'd be weird. Yes, that would be very weird. Yes. But I think it's also weird that she's hanging out with Brandon Tatum too. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Weird. And I was like, oh gosh, these like terrible Palestinians, they don't have a right to any land. Who are they? They don't even exist. Palestine doesn't exist. That would register to you that I was a psychopath, because it's hard to do that. It's hard to perform in front of people. I don't understand genuinely how Tucker can like her. I don't. And maybe it's because
that was the best sentence of her entire rant. I'm so glad, because I've been saying that for so long. I don't know how they're friends. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Thank you. Thank you. I've been waiting on you, Candace. I've been waiting on you. Yeah, I've been waiting on you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
He is usually off on a boat fishing, doesn't watch or a lot of podcasts. Highly doubt that he is watching.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Brandon Tatum and Candace are cool. Like, still to this day. Like, real cool. And you say it's different because she and Brandon Tatum don't go with each other. Brandon Tatum has talked bad about Candace Owens a lot during this Charlie Kirk investigation. A lot. And I don't know how long it's gonna take, but there's a Brandon Tatum affiliate that I was talking to, and they told me like they're cool, and they don't really get it either because it's kind of weird considering how Brandon Tatum he's dialed it back way back now, and maybe there was a conversation between him and Candace Tatum. Maybe there was a conversation between him and Candace about dialing it back because he has dialed it back a lot. I haven't heard him say much about Candace in a while, but there was a period where he was going in on Candace. He hasn't said her name yet. Yes, he has. You're behind. He started saying her name a couple of months back, like November, December ish. He started calling her out by name. And so yeah, that's because at first he wouldn't say her name, but then this affiliate with Brandon Tatum told me that like it was one of the humiliation rituals. Y'all remember when Ben Shapiro was trying to make the godfather of Candace Owens' kids, they're like their godfather. Ben Shapiro was trying to get him to say Candace when talking about like Erica. He was like, say her name. Apparently, that's what the humiliation ritual was for Brandon Tatum. And that was for him to call her out by name. And he started to do that for months. And then, like I said, lately, he hasn't said much about Brandon Tatum. So that's that. I mean, Brandon Tatum hasn't said much about Candace Owens since then.
Watching the timeline and the conflicting Ericas. She doesn't have time. She's graduated school. She's not graduated school. Everything she says is in conflict with the thing that she said yesterday because there is no personality. Elizabeth Lane clocked her correctly. She is whatever she needs to be on her way to empowerment. She was not a grieving widow. So I'm going to have to politely request that.
Now, I mean, I feel y'all. Don't get like I feel y'all. I could be cool with people too and have different political opinions. Until somebody dies. That's totally different. When somebody dies and I'm trying to figure out what happened to him, and you're on your show calling me an idiot and says anybody that's trying to figure out what happened to Charlie is an idiot and a big dummy, and I'm over here doing just that. that's beyond battle and politics, bro. Somebody's dead, and I'm trying to figure out what happened because it doesn't make any sense. And you're over here telling everybody it's obvious what happened to him. It's clear as day what happened to him. Anybody that thinks that something else happened to him, you're an idiot. Oh, well, that's personal. So that's a little different. Maybe y'all think different. I don't know. But yeah, don't talk about me like that when somebody's no longer here with us.
You already shut up in trying to defend why it would be that she was being two different people within 1 week when she should have just been anti because of how her husband was being treated behind the scenes. Okay? Just got to get that off my chest. What follows that is August 5th to 6th, the Hamptons retreat. I mean,
I agree. If you speaking the truth and you feel like you're right, you should not care. But I ain't hanging out with you. I don't care. Talk all you want to. I'm not hanging out with you with my kids when you've been calling me an idiot all week. That's just me.
Timeline's crazy to look at to me now. Crazy. Hampton's retreat intervention, the influencer sponsored by Bill Ackman, who just was mentioned on stage about the Epstein stuff, not about the Epstein stuff, pardon me, but in relation to him asking questions, Tucker asking questions about Israel and where certain money's coming from. He brings up Bill Ackman, his wealth. This also caused.
Thank you. Definitely don't call me demonic. Oh my gosh. You calling me demonic and I'm supposed to hit you up for a play date with our kids? That don't make, nobody's going to convince me that makes sense. Her and Brandon Tatum's friendship don't make any sense whatsoever. But again, he's dialed it back. Somebody said he stopped getting them 7K checks. Maybe because he has not said much about Candace at all lately. But yeah, I'm not hanging out with anybody that calls me demonic on their platform to their 300 something thousand subs and calls me demonic. And so his entire platform is gonna hate me because of what he's pushing. And then we supposed to hang out later on? Like what? That's why I said I couldn't be in politics, bro. I don't know what these folks got going on. It just can't be me. It just can't be me. I would be up there questioning all of them. I'd just be like, bro, that don't make any sense, bro, at all. You don't make sense. You don't make sense. You don't make sense. I don't care about nobody liking me.
Panic on the back end. This is Charlie's summit that Charlie himself described as an intervention that Erica was present at, but she would allow people to.
That was pretty much that part, the context of the dinner and stuff like that. And so I'm sure all of y'all seen that. But yes, Tucker Carlson needs to come out and address if that's true or not. I don't want to hear it from nobody else. Do you think CK would go this hard for Candace Owens? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the crazy part. Charlie would absolutely go this hard for Candace Owens. And he probably, in my opinion, would probably be the person that's like, he came up, he invented Go Max. I don't really see Charlie being the person that's holding his cards close to his chest. Like, I see him going in, trying to figure out what's going on. But obviously, you know, I want to see that. Let's see if we can figure out, let's see if we can find Barron's conversation he had today, episode today, that he mentioned, if he said anything about Tucker Carlson. Hopefully, bear with me. Because we have to try to find it. But I see in the chat that everybody said Barron hit it dead on the head with Tucker Carlson today. So I'll be the judge of that. Let me judge for myself to see what Barron said, because I don't know. It's getting a little weird lately.
Revealing anything here.
And I just want to clarify. I just want everybody to just stop the game plan, bro. Everybody. I'm over it. I really am. I want some people to come out, and Candace is doing it, but I want people to come out and just get to the bottom of what happened to Charlie Kirk. That's it. We may not be able to figure out the whole thing, so I'm not saying that. But these like little side quests, I needed to get solved and wrapped up in 2 weeks. I don't want to go on a side quest every week about somebody else. For example, this right here with Tucker Carlson. When I hear this information about Tucker Carlson, one, I'm already biased. I already think Tucker is he play both sides. So I already know that. But let's just say we go into more conversations about Tucker Carlson. I'm like, I need that conversation to be clarified by Tucker Carlson immediately. This doesn't need to be in the air, and Tucker Carlson doesn't run. Now his silence will be loud, but I don't think he's gonna reply. So now it's almost like something else that we know is very weird, but we don't have anything to cross-reference. We don't have anything. We can't cross-check anything. Tucker didn't say nothing. Andrew Kovic, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, This is more information that I'm like, oh, can we please figure something out? Because this is crazy information that it's just blows in the wind. We move on to the next thing. So similar to the Aspen video, y'all ain't got to do it. I'll be the bad cop, and I'm holding Candace to the fire. And now she has a countdown or a count up of releasing the Aspen video. The Aspen video needs to be released. It needs to be released. Candace, Andrew Colvett said on X 2 days ago, he said specifically, it is real and it is not AI. It is exactly what Candace said she needed, but in an email. I feel like that's good enough. So just release it. Release something so we can get closure on it. So I just need her to do it. If we can't get the Aspen video, what can we get? Fort Huachuca. Haven't talked about that in forever. And I'm bringing up things that we are so close on. We were so close on Fort Huachuca. And it just disappeared. The Egyptian planes. We were so close on the Egyptian planes. Disappeared. When we're going into the Bride of Charlie. We're going into the Bride of Charlie. We figured out everybody's childhood and their adolescence, all that stuff of everybody that was, they're coming up and all of that stuff. We learned everybody's family history, and we got all the way up to Tyler Boyer, Andrew Colvett, Erica Kirk, Dr. Franz Fay, and Charlie Kirk meeting. This is the most crucial part of the entire series, is how they met and then what it looked like moving forward for the first couple of months to a year or so. And it just stopped. We didn't know anything else. We know about all of their history moving up, but the second they met Charlie, we stopped. So I just need closure on something. And yes, it does all tie in. It's all important. But these are things that's like, bro, we were there. We were right there. Let's just keep going. Versus we go into this Aspen video, and now we're requesting the Aspen video for 50 something days. And then they finally released this BS video, this 5-second clip of trolling the trolls. And Candace says, okay, well, here's 35 seconds of the Aspen video, but talking about something completely different. Oh, but I'll release the relevant part of the Aspen video if I get Andrew Colvett's permission. And I'm like, well, Andrew Colvett's permission? They're not going to say yes. That's when I was like, no. That is telling me that this is going to go nowhere. Why are we waiting on Andrew Colvett? But now Andrew Colvett has said exactly what Candace wanted. So now I'm like, bro, can we just get to the closure of something? I mean, I get it. That's the tough part about all of this, is because people are like, I'm not looking at this for entertainment. It happens to be entertainment. It happens to be entertaining. But that's where it's a love-hate relationship. Don't purposefully entertain me. Right? As we're going through all of this stuff right here, it's all entertaining as we're figuring it out. But don't bring up stuff. And I'm not saying this is what Candace is doing. I'm specifically talking, to the comment. But I'm like, don't specifically bring up things to entertain me. Because, it was just fun to talk about. No, I don't care about that at all. I don't feel good when I hear or suspect that we're just being entertained. I don't like that at all. Because in my mind, I'm still like, bro, somebody's dead, bro. I'm not like, all of this is crazy, absolutely. But don't bring up something random and we go down over here just to be entertained. If so, it better end in a closing. Don't go over here and we do all of this and then we just never hear about it again. I saw something about somebody said something about Baron. Baron episode at 110, like 1 hour and 10 seconds. Adam, appreciate the donation. Thank you for supporting. We got a yap again, this time with the chat. Absolutely. We definitely do. We'll do it soon. I got some lined up this week, hopefully, but we'll definitely do it soon. Jessica, thank you for donating and supporting the channel. Love your videos, Jay. Keep going, Max. Yes. I definitely will. Thank you for supporting. And I won't stop ever. An hour and 10 minutes. Okay, say yes. Let's go to it.
We've caught her in many lies. We documented them here. I'd be happy to share that with anybody. Happy to make the correction on any of them that allegedly, in my opinion, but happy to make the correction anytime anybody presents evidence she was not lying or I'm mistaken. I'll be the first to correct it. But I've caught her in a lot of what I believe are lies. So it's possible she was lying. She sat down with Tucker. She gave this rabid anti-Israel speech because that's just what Tucker wanted to hear. And she thought Tucker was anti-Israel or anti-Netanyahu or anti-Likud party, whatever. And so she just fed into that. That's possible. She's just a dishonest person. That's option A. Option B is she genuinely felt that way for a very short period of time in mid-July. Like her entire social media and public speaking history prior to that, she was very pro-Israel. And then there was like a 2-week period in the middle of July where she was rabidly anti-Israel. And then after Charlie passed, for whatever reason, she becomes rabidly pro-Israel. So that's option B. Option C, a little weird also. She was rabidly pro-Israel. She turned right before Charlie died, maybe because of the stuff he was going through. She was rabidly anti-Israel. A position she still holds to this day, but she's lying now saying she's pro-Israel because she's scared or she just wants to get along or she thinks that's the path to success. That's kind of a dark answer because that means now she's living out a dishonest lie. She's privately anti-Israel as she was talking to Tucker that day in July, but she's lying to us and acting pro-Israel because she's scared or that's option C. Option D is dark. Option D is very dark. And unfortunately, I think it's the one I believe. Because option D is she was never anti-Israel. And she was lying when she told Tucker that she was. But the motivation for the lie wasn't just to fit in with Tucker. The motivation was to push Charlie in that direction. That she wanted Charlie to be anti-Israel. And think of the consequences of that. If she was pushing Charlie that way behind the scenes, look how that worked out for him. Because who was it giving Charlie the hardest time? It was the pro-Israel donors. They were the ones calling Charlie saying, you got to not associate with Tucker. You got to not associate with Candace. You got to push back on these people. You can't have Dave Smith show up for what is billed as a debate at the Student Action Summit. And then Dave Smith takes a proverbial club to Josh Hammer's head and just beats him. Metaphorically. That's a dark option. The implications of that option, I think, are pretty obvious. I don't even have to state them. But it's a dark option. But it fits in with the speeches that I played tonight, doesn't it? Option D fits in nicely. Because option D means she was poised to take over. And that she knew she would take over. And that they'd be focused on Turning Point USA 2.0.
And yeah, option D does fit in for her to be, you know, the alleged agent. You know, if that's what we all kind of agree with, is that she was an agent and Charlie was her assignment, then option D does make a lot of sense for her to be pushing him in a direction that was going to ultimately get him killed. Option C is a possibility. I've said that before, as far as like she's being threatened. I've said it before, as far as, you know, I think it could be a possibility that her and Tucker are being threatened by the same people. And maybe that's why Tucker defends her so much, because it's like, we just saw what happened to Charlie, you know, so maybe now it's my duty to protect you from those people. Like, we're all in it together type of thing. I'm being threatened by them. You're being threatened by them. And maybe that's why they're cool with each other, because I've said before, it doesn't really make sense for them to be cool. But maybe that's why they're cool, because Tucker knows that she's being threatened and she has to put on his front every single day and pretend. And he knows she's pretending, but because he also knows that she's being threatened. Maybe. I just think that Tucker is not dumb. So I don't know. I mean, I know they always talk about how some people are so forgiving. Because he was so forgiving for Blake Neff, and that's why he put Charlie Kirk or Blake Neff on the Charlie Kirk show and stuff like that. But he's not dumb. So I'm like, bro, if you know that Erica flipped, there's no way you'd be cool with her. That's some weird, unless you were also in on it, bro. Like, that's why it's so crazy. That's why it's so great. I'm like, if you knew she flipped, if you know she flipped on Charlie Kirk, bro, you know it. There's no way you'd be cool with her. There's no way. Unless you're also a Fed. It's the only thing I can think of. Or they're all being threatened together. I don't know. But them being cool don't make any sense.
A rabidly pro-Israel organization.
Yeah.
That's going to keep up the podcast. That's going to keep up all the good work. Keep up Charlie's mission. We're going to keep doing the tour dates. We're going to have a fall tour, and then we're going to do a tour next year. You're going to love it. We're going to do the Dancing Nancy room in Miami on New Year's Eve. It's going to be a great show. And it keeps up with the, merch sales and the hat sales and the thanking the team. Oh, what an event of the century we pulled off. That was amazing. Well done, guys. Well done. Glad we had the occasion to do it. Did I say that out loud? I'm still very sad about his death. Option D is very dark. I'm not saying that I know that's the option. I'm just saying I look at the four options I could come up with. And that's the only one that I think is rational. That's the only one that to me is rational. Is Charlie's life is at risk. She just admitted in this last speech we played that they were not unaware of the threats. Charlie always told me, raise babies, run Turning Point. And we had to have these conversations, because we knew the threats. Well, where were the threats coming from? Who didn't like what he was saying? What was he saying that they didn't like? Who was it who was calling him and causing him to go crazy and get angry on the Megyn Kelly podcast right after the Student Action Summit in August, right after the donor summit, right after the meeting in the Hamptons? Who was it that was causing Charlie to be, who was it that was calling him anti-Semite? He kept complaining people were calling him anti-Semite.
You would think Erica would know that information, right? And I have his phone. And I got his phone. That's what she told Glenn Beck. You would think Erica would come out with that information and say she would air out everybody who threatened her husband that is no longer here. Then you would also think that Tucker Carlson, knowing this information and knowing that Erica knows that how stressed Charlie was, you would think that Tucker Carlson would then be like, look at Erica up and down, trying to figure out, hold on, bro, like, why did you lie about the text messages Charlie was sending out right before he died? Why did you lie about that? And that ain't no he say, she say thing with a conspiracy. No. You said on Glenn Beck's podcast, you have Charlie's phone. He never sent out text messages that his life was in danger. You said that on Glenn Beck's podcast. And Candace dropped the messages. So how does that not bother Tucker Carlson? Again, the conspiracies, sure, everybody wants to give Tucker Carlson the benefit of the doubt, talking about, oh, he's just always busy. Candace said it too. He's always busy. He doesn't watch this. He doesn't watch that. No. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, bro. You always got a freaking documentary or something on everything. Everything. I'm not buying it.
Option D is dark. Admittedly dark. But it's hard not to consider. It's hard not to consider because it is so totally 100% diametrically opposed to every other public statement she's ever given, including in this speech that I just played. I mean, all the time. The whole.
I see a specific question that I gotta pull it up to see. I can't see the whole thing. Jay, how do you wish you would respond if Candace Barron reached out to show you a video and told you had the only, my fault, I got it in my freaking glasses, bro. The screen's so small. Jay, how do you wish you would respond if Candace Barron reached out to show you a video and told you it had to be only for you and tried to bring you in? Truly just curious on your response. Showed me a video and told you that it had to be only for you and tried to bring you in. What you mean by that? Bring me in. But are you saying like they wanted to show me a video and it was like, we'll show you a video, but you can't share it with nobody else? Is that what you're saying? Like, look, we have this video right here and we'll show you, but you cannot share this with your audience. You can tell them that you saw a video, but you can't. Like, you talking about similar to like something like that? Zamit, thank you for the donation. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Her first speech was option D. Yes, I do agree. Her first speech was option D. She seemed very dark and a lot of like weird. They killed them. They this. It was very weird. If I think that's what you're asking me, if they were to, okay, yeah. So to be honest, I am for the people. I will never, ever, ever be like compromise anything for, you know, my morals and values and stuff like that. So if it was a video that I would ask them straight up, I'm like, is this going to be something that is going to blow my mind? If so, don't show me, because I am just not that type of person. If it's something that I'm going to look at that is going to absolutely blow this case out of the water, or at least bring attention to the media, because that's the biggest issue, is that the media don't care. Imagine if the media actually cared about the things that we're bringing up in this case. That would be a whole new ball game. But the media is bought and paid for. So if I was shown a video, or said we'll show you a video that would absolutely blow this case and it would implicate this person, here's all the proof in the world, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna show, because I need somebody to get attention and eyes on this. Unless they have some type of crazy explanation on why I can't, because it's about to come out soon. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'm not the type to sit on information and just not say a word if it can help somebody at the end of the day. Because I also think about Tyler Robinson, right? He wants to be in jail, absolutely. Because that's his role in his job. However, if this information that you're telling me or showing me could prove that he didn't pull the trigger, let's show it before he gets convicted for pulling the trigger. Okay, so that way we can get the ball rolling. That's just me.
Whole New York week, the whole Barry Weiss show was just a Israel puff piece. The whole Shabbat Shalom shtick.
But yeah, no. Because then that would be totally different. You know what I mean? I will never, ever do that. There's never going to be information that I'm going to be sitting on and not sharing it with y'all. Never. That to me is milking it. That to me is stringing along your audience. That is the whole point of transparency. If I knew anything, I would say it. I would put it out there. If this was something that was being questioned, my audience is wondering, and I knew the whole time, I just would feel weird about that. That's just me, though.
Shabbat Shalom, Daddy's home. The whole book tour where she went around talking about how great other religions are. Not the religion of her dead husband, not the religion that she professes. So option D is a dark option. I don't know whether it's true or not. I don't know whether she said it to Tucker or whether Tucker misheard it and misconveyed it to Candace. I don't know whether Tucker heard it accurately conveyed whatever it was that she said, and then Candace misheard it. I don't know to what. I mean, I'm just taking everything at face value. Right. But if that is what Erica said to Tucker, and if that is what Tucker said to Candace, and if that is consistent with what Tucker said Friday, that is the most consequential thing that has happened in this investigation since September 12th, since we learned Tyler Robinson had been arrested. That is the single most consequential point of this entire investigation.
Why, though? Why? I mean, maybe he's about to explain, but there's a lot of things. I think Andrew Kovac's flight is also a big deal. You know what I mean? So she's lied about a lot of things. I don't think this is the most important lie because it's not shocking. I think if anything, this puts Tucker in the hot seat. This isn't crazy information for me about Erica. I know you phony. But I need this brings Tucker to the front. Because now I need Tucker to clarify if this is true or not. I don't care about Erica. Tucker, did she say that? Yes or no? Tucker, is this true? Yes or no? Was Candace lying? Yes or no? And I think that this is very important because this would literally dictate Tucker's position. Are you an op or do you have Charlie's back? I think from that perspective, it's very important. But from Erica's perspective, we already know that this lady is an agent. So I'm not shocked in the slightest. That's why when this came out and I made the TikTok video that some of y'all probably seen about me talking about Tucker Carlson again yesterday. I'm like, we've been talking about this for the ones that's been listening on YouTube and TikTok. We've been talking about Tucker Carlson for the last month and a half about how his relationship with her doesn't make any sense at all. He seems very shady. So now this information with him having a dinner, and now he saw Erica. He literally saw her flip on her husband. He saw it. That doesn't help his case at all. So us, the Yap community, we're not surprised about this information. I don't think it's that important, but I do think it's important for Tucker Carlson.
Because it puts into play the very dark notion that Erica might have been pushing him in a position to die. That she was aware of the threats. Charlie was certainly aware of the threats. You remember the Harrison Smith tweet from August? Harrison Smith of InfoWars takes to Twitter August, I believe, 13th, a little less than a month before Charlie dies, and says, a friend of Charlie's told me that if, there's the tweet right there. Can you make it bigger, just the bigger part there? Just the actual tweet at the top. There you go. Keep going. Just a hair bigger. Can you squeeze in the sides a little bit? Yeah, there. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. That was the Harrison Smith tweet. August, I believe, 13th. Or maybe 10th. August 13th. Nailed it the first time. 2 p.m., August 13th. Not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. You can pull that down. Thank you for grabbing that. If that's what Charlie was thinking behind the scenes, and 3 weeks before that tweet, Charlie's at a dinner with Erica and she's pushing him in that direction, that's a dark option D. That's a very dark option D. Now we have grieving innocent widow off the table. We have to start asking hard questions to Erica. Every press person in America right now should have a question into Turning Point USA. Miss Kirk, is that accurate?
Tucker, is that accurate? No, Erica. Look, the media should have been on Erica months ago. Okay, they're not going to come out and question Erica because she had a dinner with Tucker Carlson. Oh, she had a dinner with Tucker Carlson. Now all of a sudden, everybody wants to come out and ask Erica questions about the Tucker Carlson dinner. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Tucker Carlson, you, sir, need to answer the question. Is this true or not? Simple as that.
Did that conversation happen? Now, don't troll the trolls, Andrew and Blake. This is not the time to troll the trolls. This is the time for a direct answer. Yes, she did say it. No, she didn't say it.
No. I don't need Andrew Kovet saying anything. I'm sick and tired of Andrew Kovet being the person that we all going to right now. Andrew Kovet, we're waiting on Andrew Kovet for the Aspen video. Andrew Kovet has to give us permission to release the Aspen video. Andrew Kovet needs to come out and release a statement on if Erica had a conversation with Tucker Carlson. No. Tucker Carlson. That's why I told y'all I can't be in this space where everybody just wants to be buddy-buddy. I would 1,000%, like I am right now, would say, Tucker Carlson, I like you. I think you say a lot of things that are the truth. I tend to agree with you often. I can't quite figure you out though on this Charlie Kirk investigation, bro. It's kind of odd. Why is this like? Why do I find myself disagreeing with you on this? And this is like one of the very few things I disagree with you on. Why this though? So I just need you to tell the truth, bro, because we need to figure out a couple of things. Because if true, you did have this conversation with Tucker, with Erica and Charlie, then that means you know that Erica flipped on Charlie, and you gave her like $5-6 million, and you still got canceled by TPUSA, and you acknowledge that it's hijacked. He said it himself. It's hijacked by its donors. He had an interview with somebody, and it was on their platform. And he says, "Yeah, it's hijacked by its donors." Okay, so if you know that, and you're not saying anything, so yeah, the question would be, Tucker, did this happen or not? And yes, I know Barron won't do it, but that's what I'm saying. Like all of these, I'm not gonna sit here and trash like Barron or anything like that. I'm just saying like people are different. So like Barron, he probably is like, I would love to go on a Tucker Carlson interview. You know what I mean? He probably would want to do that. Me, I don't care. I don't give two freaks about any of that. About going on anybody's platform that I'm like, I have to always talk good about them because hopefully one day I can. No, I don't care, bro. I don't care at all. I don't do this for them. I speak my mind. I speak the truth, no matter how it comes in any shape or form. So, of course, Barron is not going to say, Tucker Carlson, I think we have to question a little bit about you, brother, on why you're defending her. Because it seems like you knew. It seems like you know that she flipped on Charlie, and you're still cool with her, and you still defend her and protect her. Why is that? Barron's not going to do that. Why? I don't know. I can't speak for Barron. Candace has said more than she's ever said this whole time about Tucker Carlson, which is, I don't know why you like her. She's getting somewhere. She's getting closer to what I would say. But yeah, Barron's not gonna say that.
And I think until we get that question resolved, the ball bounces in favor of Candace Owens right now. You have to take her at face value. Every second that passes without TPUSA issuing a denial,
Tucker Carlson issuing a denial,
you have to assume that Tucker was telling the truth and Candace was telling the truth.
I don't like the dismissal of Tucker Carlson. He was there. Tucker, come out and dispute this right now.
And every single pro TPUSA Fed slopper, every one of them on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on podcast, every one of them has to now cover the story in the context of that statement.
But here's the thing, though. If they don't, if Turning Point USA, it should be Tucker Carlson, yes. But if Turning Point USA, I might got to charge my phone so I don't die. I see we have a lot of people watching, so I'll do my best. Got what, 4%? If Turning Point USA doesn't respond, which they typically don't, then at the end of the day, it's gonna go based off of a Candace story, and we know how that goes. That like doesn't go anywhere. I'm not saying I don't believe her. I believe her. I have no reason not to believe her. But when it just goes off of, we have to believe Candace, I'm like, that doesn't really go anywhere because everybody wants it to be cross-checked or cross-referenced with somebody. Can Tucker Carlson confirm or deny that this happened? So when we get to this point where, like Barron said, is until Tucker, Turning Point USA responds or to this. I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again, bro. They're not going to respond. They're not going to respond. Who we need to hold to the fire is Tucker Carlson. I mean, that's just what it is.
They all do. Did Erica do that? Did she say those things? Was she promoting anti-Israel statements at dinner in July?
Tucker, right? Barry, you're almost there, bro. You're almost there, brother. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Tucker. Yes or no? You was there.
With Charlie.
Yes. I mean, I hope so. Selfishly, because that's just me. I hope Candace does bring Tucker into it. I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of everybody. I'm sick of Charlie not having a single person outside of Candace stick up for them. Stick up for him. Nobody else is doing it. So yeah, bring him in. That's what I do. That's why I say I can't be in that space. There's no way. I bring everybody in. Everybody. I'd be like, let's see. Let me go down the list of people who said that Charlie was their friend. And let me see what you're doing about it. Tucker, you said Charlie was your friend. He told you to go Max. Doesn't seem like it. And you support Erica, but that Erica literally says that anybody that thinks like you should stop thinking like you. Because it's obvious that Tyler Roberts. How are y'all cool? That doesn't really make any sense. And you say you was Charlie's friend. I go down a whole list. All of them. Barry, you're almost there though, bro. You're almost there. Stop directing the frustration at Turning Point USA and Erica. I mean, first off, Turning Point USA, they weren't even there, right? It was just Erica and Charlie, but like Andrew Colbert, he's not gonna say anything. This is Erica and Tucker Carlson. One of them say something, and Erica's, I mean, she responded to Project Constitution, but Tucker is the one that needs to say something.
Was she pushing him that direction?
Yeah, Megyn Kelly is also, yeah, for sure.
A compound question, but take the second question off the table. Did she say those words? Second question, was she pushing him in that direction? Was that the only time she made those comments?
Spoiler alert, he never says it. Okay, cool. Barron doesn't put Tucker to the fire. I am not surprised. I'm not surprised. Y'all know me. I 100% will always put anybody to the fire. And Tucker Carlson is in the hot seat. He is. There's a few more things that I wanted to play that I do want to play before we go to sleep for the night. Just to bring to the table for the ones that continue to tell me that Tucker Carlson is playing, a game. He's playing chess. He's holding his cards close to his chest. And eventually he's gonna say something. He's getting information from Erica and all this other stuff. I want to just highlight and bring up more things on which would validate the way I feel, which is he is not going to be coming out about this because he, in fact, is in cahoots with the people that are trying to put all of this to bed, like Turning Point USA and, everybody under the umbrella of Turning Point USA. He is absolutely playing both sides, in my opinion. I think he is similar to Megyn Kelly, but a little bit better than Megyn Kelly because he'll bring people on his show that will speak the truth, but he won't say a word. So let me bring up some things really quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Listen to this clip right here of Tucker Carlson talking about Erica Kirk?
Charlie's wife.
Yes.
Erica Kirk. And I joked yesterday.
Dr. Franz Vey. My apologies. Dr. Franz Vey.
Thought crime. I got a little, you guys razzed me about it, but I was quoting Blake, and because it came out, it was just this like amazing thing. And I should know better than to air private conversations publicly, but Erica was referenced, and Blake just goes, "What a woman."
Dude, she's unbelievable.
She's amazing.
I was in Phoenix, flying to Phoenix for something else, and Charlie texted me on the plane and said, I heard you're coming to Phoenix, because he knew everybody. I was like, how do you know that? He goes, do you have time for lunch? Yes. I had nothing to do with him. Was not here for Turning Point at all. And so I meet him at lunch with his girlfriend, Erica, and he wants me to introduce me to her. And I called Susie, my wife, after, and I was like, because my longstanding view has been, it's critical. Like, I really believe in marriage, but not for like syrupy reasons. Like, I think it really matters. I was like, that chick is a star. I mean, she was just like, no, this is what's true. And that's not true. I mean, she is tough is not exactly the right word, because it's from love. It's from Christian faith. It's from faith in Jesus. But it like, oh man.
It emanates from her.
Oh my gosh. Unwavering.
And you want to know a crazy,
I love that.
You want to know a crazy thing I just realized last night? So
y'all see how much he love Erica? That's not fading away. That's not fading away. I don't see y'all's perspective when y'all say, oh, he's just collecting information from Erica. And then, eventually Tucker's going to say something. No, he's not. I don't see that happening. I think Tucker, y'all are saying, oh, maybe he's just being nice to Erica. Okay, well, if he's being nice to Erica, then that would mean that he would be the ultimate villain if he were to be nice this whole time, collect information from being all nice to her, and then come out and then flip on her. He would be the ultimate villain because he played in her face publicly. Tucker not built for that villain role. He not built for that. Not too many people are built for that villain role, but it's sure ain't Tucker Carlson. So when y'all say that, I don't see that either. Tucker Carlson is not collecting information from Erica and then gonna flip on Erica. Y'all see how much he loves this woman by the way he's talking about her.
Andrew Breitbart dies in 2012. That
March 1st.
That inspires Charlie Kirk to start Turning Point USA in 2012. Guess what else happened in 2012? And we talk about people getting prepared and these little like nuggets that you think about. I just realized this. Erica Kirk won Miss Arizona in 2012 and hung out with Donald Trump in 2012 because of that.
I know.
And so I don't know. There are no coincidences, and but you can just see how God was preparing them. And Erica as well. Erica grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
And so
no, she didn't.
Obviously you wanted Charlie's kids to know their father in a deep and profound personal way. But Erica is uniquely, even in the midst of that tragedy, is uniquely able to navigate that, even just conceptually and emotionally, something I've talked to her about. And it's powerful even hearing her as she's working these pieces out. And I don't want to share too much privately. So they said this publicly, and I just love it. And I shared this on Twitter, X, the other day, and it went viral. So let's go ahead and play cut 19, one of my favorite interactions between Charlie and Erica.
My wife joins us, Erica.
Yeah. So, no, I don't believe it. It's a couple of more clips that I want to show, but I mean, someone also said Tucker Carlson came from Fox. How can you trust him? Absolutely. Tucker, everyone needs to add Tucker on X for a statement. I'm with you on that. I got your back. I'll do it. I don't mind. Candace and Barron will probably pretend like they don't see the trend happening. I can see that happening. And We the people should not care or have ties to any of these folks. Because I don't care about being a villain. I'll come out and say, Tucker, you weird, bro. What's up? Candace is coming around to it. Baron, I don't know. But I'll come out and say it. Tucker, I've already tweeted it many times. And even then, people are always like, maybe Tucker is. I'm like, no. Tucker's being weird. Okay. He doesn't make any sense. Why does he love Erica so much when he literally got canceled? I don't want to repeat all that again. But yeah, I've already said my fair shares about Tucker on X, so I don't mind. And then
there was pressure.
That's what they say, Jay. That's why nobody ever wants to collab with you and have you on. And all that. That's fine. I don't care at all. I don't care.
Put on Charlie, about you appearing at Turning Point.
Oh, you think?
And he's such a Scott about it, so he's just you're putting pressure on me, so I've got to double down.
Yeah, he was like, some of the funny text messages that we found since then. He goes, "Oh, they don't want me to have Tucker. Oh, maybe I'll have him speak twice." And he just
sent
loved
those
you.
to me.
Yeah, he just loved you, and there was, and it was the hardest thing to explain to people that maybe didn't like your views on foreign policy or whatever.
Didn't like my views on foreign policy.
I'm trying to be diplomatic here, Tucker.
I thought I should
embrace it.
Put in prison. Yeah,
embrace it. Embrace it. But I just, Charlie. This was the hardest thing to explain. Is that, like, guys, you don't understand. Like, Charlie's mission is 3 steps down. He's keeping a coalition together. He's keeping friends together. He's keeping networks together. He's a statesman, and he's not going to knee jerk and be morally blackmailed by anybody. And if you do it, he will double down. You saw it in that clip. My mission is to confront evil.
Oh yes,
and to proclaim the truth
wherever it is. Yes.
And I would just tell people, listen, you might think one thing, fine. But Charlie and Tucker are deeply, deeply, on a very personal level, friends, and Charlie is loyal.
Oh yeah.
And if you go down this route, don't be surprised when you have Tucker having 3 speeches on 3 different nights at Amfest.
When I was a kid, I drove my.
God, just hear it. Oh shoot, I forgot to get the charger. My bad. Let me go get it.
In high school, I drove my car into a white pine in Maine, going about 40. And I remember thinking, it totaled the car. And I remember thinking, wow, the tree just doesn't move. It doesn't matter how hard you hit it. And that was Charlie. He was just a towering white pine man. He was just not, it didn't matter how hard you hit him. Just wasn't moving. There's few things I respect more than that.
Well, Tucker, it's been a pleasure. One of my favorite shows. And I think it was so fitting that you capped off the week. And I know you're going to be speaking at his celebration
about Jesus, not politics, to be clear. And I'm so glad that we could take some time to talk about Jesus, not politics, because that's the whole point.
Well, it's funny. When I first started being around you, the way you would talk about faith was much more reticent and reserved. And Charlie has...
I mean, I know they're just cracking up. Everything's so funny. But Charlie, you just heard how loyal Charlie was to Tucker Carlson. How he we talked about this last episode, or maybe the one before, but Charlie died standing right behind Tucker. Charlie got dang near everything. Well, not everything, but not everything. Things started to get stripped from Charlie because of him standing behind Tucker. So to see that this is exactly how he laughs when Jimmy Dore comes on his show and he says, what happened to Charlie Kirk? Because everything around it is fake and gay. And this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And Tucker laughed just like this. Just like this. I'm like, this it's not funny at all, bro. This was a guy that died. And I'm not gonna sit here and say because of you, but I'm saying a huge part of the folks realizing that they can't control Charlie started with Tucker. It started with having Tucker's back. That's when he started to get the text message from the donor talking about God is going to take his hand off of you. You allowed Tucker to say this on the stage and you didn't come out and do this. You didn't come out and do that. He said it on the Megyn Kelly show. I'm platforming Tucker and everybody's saying all these nasty things, calling me this, that, and the third. I'm not canceling Tucker. He says he texts out his friends about Tucker, talking about, you know, we just lost another $2 million from a donor. I'm not canceling them. Bring him back. Bring Candace back. He died standing behind people like this. And this is exactly how Tucker responds in most of the conversations about Charlie Kirk. He laughs just like this. And yes, I don't trust anybody that comes from mainstream media. Because that means Tucker used to push propaganda back in the day. He was paid to push propaganda. And sure, he may have woke up to realize it. I don't know, but I just know he was paid to push propaganda when he worked for Fox News. So it's in you, bro. You're fed. It's in you. You was one of them people. So I don't know. So he laughs just like this. And then let me bring up some more clips on conversations around Charlie Kirk after he died, where again he doesn't say much, just laughs, just like that. The first one I'm gonna bring up is Jimmy Dore. Y'all saw this one before. But I want y'all to see it again because Jimmy Dore is so serious. He's not laughing at all.
The Occupy Wall Street,
and Tucker is just speechless. He doesn't say a word. He does laugh, but he doesn't say much. I like Tucker, and you got me tripping right now. I feel like we should question everybody. We should question everybody until they prove to us, like at the end of the day, as the consumers, like we're the ones that put money in these people's pockets by watching them and supporting them. And it goes down the chain. Like it's just how it is. That's just social media. But these people should earn our trust. It should never just, oh, you have my trust forever. These people should constantly earn your trust. Every single day, they should earn your trust. If not, you should start questioning them. And it's not that you don't support them no more. It's just simple as like, hey, nah, bro, like we're supporting you as far as like sub to your channel and all this other stuff. But no, you definitely need to earn my trust every single time you put out a video or you talk about a certain topic. You don't get to just turn the other cheek and then just supposed to get blind. I'm supposed to just follow you blindly. No, bro. No. When it's certain topics, especially when in this space where you have a voice, you have a loud opinion. Yeah, you have to put something out there. That's what it is. That's your job. You get paid to do it. It's totally different when you don't get paid to do it. I could come up here all day and say, like, if there's a comment, like just like I said with the Camilla Anthony case, I could say all day, look, bro, it happened last year. I didn't feel like talking about it. That's fine. It's just little old me. But if I did this for a living, though, yeah, I get paid for putting out my opinion on absolutely everything. Especially when your audience, they're asking for it, bro. And his audience, I don't know, maybe not everybody, but for me, I'm like, bro, I'm curious. I want to hear your opinion about Charlie Kirk, bro. Speak on it. Speak on it. I'm saying that because Charlie Kirk labeled you as a friend. So, friend that he told to go max, can you please speak on it?
I did an interview with Glenn Greenwald last summer here. Yeah, gel with a hand
and with stuff. You have to think that this, first of all, a 30-06 bullet didn't take his head clean off or leave a drive-through window in the back of his neck. Somehow he had a miracle. His miracle bullet. Remember that? Hey, can you give me an explanation of why his head didn't blow off without a miracle? Do you have an actual explanation? No. So, but it goes back to, so this guy.
The miracle was pushed by Andrew Colvett and Erica. So, Tucker, can you explain to me why Erica and Andrew Colvett are pushing that it was a miracle? And Jimmy Dore did phenomenal. Jimmy Dore has been a real one throughout this entire investigation. My one thing that I did wish happened, not only is the fact that I wish Tucker responded to Jimmy's 9-minute rant on Charlie Kirk investigation, and Tucker Carlson didn't say not one thing. Matter of fact, he ended the interview. I wish Jimmy Dore for a couple of times. I wish he for a second just stopped and said, "What do you think about that, Tucker? What do you think about that?" And they probably would have clipped up the interview. But I wish that happened. But Jimmy did absolutely phenomenal.
Gets to the campus. He drives 3. All of a sudden, he wakes up one day and goes, "You know what? I'm going to commit the biggest public assassination in the last 60 years." He drives to the campus. He finds the open stairwell. It's an open. Nobody's there. He brings the gun up, but it's too big, so he has to take it apart and put it in his backpack. Still too big for his backpack, so he has to put it down his pant legs, is what they tell. But then if he did, he couldn't go up the steps because he couldn't bend his knees. So I don't know how he got it up there. Nobody will tell me. So he gets up there, and then he changes his clothes. He's up on top of that roof for 10 minutes. That's according to the governor. He was up there for 8 to 10 minutes. Nobody sees him. The cops don't see him. The $1 million security team doesn't see him. Nobody sees him except people in the crowd did see him. And they don't tell you that. People, just like in Butler, Pennsylvania, people in the crowd saw him. Guess who didn't see him? The cops, the local cops, the state cops, the Secret Service. People see it. So, and then he puts the gun together. He lines up the shot, puts a scope on it. By the way, if that scope was on it, he couldn't fire that gun because of the safe. Anyway, so he lines it up, takes the shot, hits it perfectly. Takes the gun apart, leaves the screwdriver there, puts it under a towel, Spider-Man's his way off the top of a building, runs across campus with the gun apparently under a towel. Nobody sees this. He runs into the woods, puts the gun back together again without the screwdriver. He's a regular MacGyver, this guy. And then he hides the gun in the backyard of a house owned by Palantir. And if you think anything else besides that, you're a crazy Jew-hating conspiracy nut.
Same laugh, huh? Hella funny, ain't it, Tucker?
Do you know that
look at Jimmy though? Jimmy, the actual comedian. Jimmy ain't laughing. And I know we played this before, and I know some of y'all said that's what Tucker does when it's like, you know, different moments, awkward moments where he has nothing to say and all that stuff. I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Jimmy's laying out a lot of facts that I didn't laugh, not once. I literally was like, man, this is a phenomenal breakdown. Like, he broke down the Charlie Kirk investigation to a T in 9 minutes. Like, I haven't heard it any better anywhere else. He broke it down perfectly. Not one time did I think to myself, this is funny. But Tucker's dying laughing.
They had the gun sniffing dogs, right? And
it's not funny just because everything that Jimmy Dore is saying right now is facts, but they want us to feel crazy about it. They want us to, they're gaslighting us on everything that Jimmy Dore is saying. They're gaslighting us on that. So that's why it's not funny at all. Cause it's like, bro, all of these things are real and they're telling us that it's not real. And it's actually kind of annoying and frustrating that Jimmy Dore just said something, just went on a 9-minute rant that would prove that it's more than Tyler Robinson, and that Tyler Robinson didn't pull the trigger, and that it is a much larger conspiracy. A full 9-minute rant. And Tucker found it funny. It's not funny at all. Like, I would literally be sitting there if I heard this for the first time. Now obviously, the people that probably hear this for the first time and truly have no idea what's going on, they might probably be like, bro, you sound crazy, bro. But for the ones that know that, hey, bro, this thing is a little suspicious of this Charlie Kirk investigation, something's off about it, and you heard this, there's nothing funny about it at all. At all.
Which they can sniff a gun that was fired a week earlier in the rain, right?
And this is, I'm sorry, but this is Jimmy Dore. Jimmy is representing all of us in this rant right now. But Tucker should be feeling exactly how Jimmy's feeling. But why isn't he? Tucker, I mean, Jimmy is fed up like the rest of us. But for some reason, Tucker isn't fed up. It's just so funny to him. So hilarious to Tucker. But yet Jimmy Dore, the one that probably didn't even, I don't know his relationship with Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk wasn't calling Jimmy Dore a friend. Charlie Kirk didn't tell Jimmy Dore to go max. So that's why I'm just so confused that Charlie's real friends, besides Candace, Charlie's real friends that he would consider a friend aren't as mad as Jimmy Dore or us regular folks.
They were looking all over. They didn't find it. The FBI shows up. A minute later, we got the gun. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, you could. Baron Coleman's been doing great work on this, and he got the police transmitter, all that stuff. He got that. That's available. And so it wasn't until the FBI showed up. Oh, well, we got it. No, the local police couldn't find it. And the dog sniffers couldn't find it. They can find it. And they couldn't. But then the FBI showed up and they found it in the exact place. So, and not that anyone even released that to the defense team. They're still holding on to it.
I agree. Tucker is absolutely being watched. But this would, again, prove that Tucker's like, you know, either he's playing both sides, he's a Fed, but he's not 100% honest, whether it's somebody forcing him to be this way or what, but he's not 100% being honest, which is an issue because he portrays himself as an honest individual that always wants to put the truth out and always wants, you know, his crowd to be woke in a good way on what's going on. And it's like, okay, well, on this topic though, what is it? On this topic, you push whatever your bosses tell you to push, or you stay quiet because you don't want to get in trouble. By who? I thought Tyler Robinson was the lone wolf and the random person that just decided to do it one day. What are you scared for? And Tucker Carlson can be like, well, I'm scared because it's more than Tyler Robinson. Because Tucker Carlson has said that before. He's like, I have a lot of questions. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but your best friend, Miss Shalami, she's the one that said, no, it's Tyler Robinson only. Anybody that thinks otherwise is demonic. Tucker is cool with that person. That doesn't make sense.
And then, of course, he
doesn't ask Jimmy any questions. Any questions. Mind you, this interview was 1 hour and 51 minutes. And every single conversation, look at these chapters. Every single conversation, Tucker had a lot to say. A lot to say. And he doesn't say a single word in this entire 9-minute rant with Jimmy Dore, except thank you for your time, Jimmy Dore, and closes out the interview.
He decides to text his lover instead of waiting for him to get home. It's only a 3-hour drive. He's like, you know what? He said, I wanted to take this secret to my grave. First of all, he talks like he's reading he's writing a Jane Austen novel, My Love. And then he says, I wanted to take this secret to my grave, but fuck it. I'm just gonna leave it here on a text message to you so the FBI can find it. And so what was supposed to happen was he was supposed to go out in a blaze of glory. Because the original text messages that they said he wrote said, I don't want to go to prison. I'm not going to go out. I don't want to be dragged through the courts. I'm going to go. So he was supposed to get shot.
So he goes on this whole run. We played this before on the episode, so I don't want to repeat content. But I just want to get to the end where, if you haven't seen it, it's on Tucker's channel, Tucker and Jimmy Dore, or it's another episode. I forgot what number it is, where we break down this specific segment. But when you get to the very end of Jimmy Dore, again, Tucker hasn't said nothing at all, so you didn't miss anything. Jimmy Dore is just explaining the Charlie Kirk investigation, how crazy it is. But look at the very end and how this ended. Because I thought when Jimmy Dore was finally done, I thought Tucker Carlson was gonna have an opinion, respond to all the things Jimmy Dore just said. But look how this ended.
Coverage. Well, Frank Turek says they were watching the drone coverage on their own phones as they pulled up to the event. So they're lying back and forth all over the place. They didn't have security watching the roof. You don't have security watching the roof. Well, the local police were supposed to take care of it. Okay, get that. Okay. So it's a setup. It's a lie. And just like Seth Rich and Charlie said, just like we learned.
Oh, and Jimmy Dore made a lot of jokes. I mean, not jokes. He made attacks about Erica in his speech in his rant. And he talks about like the grieving widow. You can't question anything. And she says not to question anything either. Tucker doesn't say anything about that. And that was when the Shalami soldiers and widow warriors, they came out over this interview. And it was like, look at Tucker allowing Jimmy Dore to talk about Erica. And Tucker doesn't say anything, blah, blah. So, yeah, Tucker didn't say anything either when Jimmy Dore called out Erica, and Tucker didn't say anything about that either.
During COVID, keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. And now they've completely flipped his message. Stop. Just stop. Stop asking questions. That was his whole MO. That was his whole motive. That was the reason for his raison d'etre, was ask questions.
Exactly.
And now you're not supposed to. And I tell people, you see these social.
Exactly. Tucker, you're best friends with the woman that says, stop asking questions. What are you talking about? Tucker is best friends with the person that Jimmy Dore is talking about. And Tucker's sitting there. Exactly. What? All right, bro.
Media influence.
Exactly.
That was his whole motive. That was the reason for his raison d'etre, was ask questions.
Exactly.
And now you're not supposed to. And I tell people, you see these social media influencers out there telling you that Candace is evil or demonic and stop. It happened exactly the way Kash Patel said it did. If anybody's telling you that, they are corrupted on the take and they're your enemy. And do not listen to them, because those people are not there to help you or to help bring you information. They're there to propagandize you and keep you shut up and compliant.
The great Jimmy Dore. Wow, you just wound me up.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to walk around.
Come on, he wound you up. So let's hear it, bro. Let's hear what you gotta say.
Thank you.
Okay. It's great to see you as always.
God bless you.
You too.
And that was it. That was it. I saw a comment. Let me see. Says it is possible that Tucker is scared. They have been on him nonstop. Yes. How far? What happens when they threaten your life or your family? What would you do? I guess die for truth is easy to say. Yeah, I've had that possibility out there of Tucker Carlson just being afraid. And that's why he's protecting Erica, because they're all in the same boat. We talked about that before being an option. But again, that this goes to show you and everybody that you can't trust any of these people, because if he is truly being threatened, but then he's allowing his peers to pretend like they're not being threatened. And when we question things, that are valid, right? So if I question, I'm like, hey, I think our greatest ally, you know, they hijacked TPUSA, and I think somebody definitely got Erica scared, and it's just very weird. And then Erica comes out, and then they gaslight us, and they're like, no, not true whatsoever. And they say all of these different things, gaslighting us. Well, for Tucker not to acknowledge the fact that no, us, the people, we the people, are telling the truth, and we're on to something. For him not to acknowledge that at all, because he's being threatened, I'm like, well, that's why I don't trust you, bro. That's why I don't trust you. And you can't fault me for not trusting you, because you're not being honest. You're not being honest. You're being threatened. That's fine. You can be threatened. You can be threatened. I'm aware that is a possibility. But when we bring up these situations and we bring up our concerns of other people that you're cool with, and then those people tell us it's not true, it's non-existent, you don't know what you're talking about, but then you don't ever come out and defend your supporters and validate your supporters, then you are a part of the problem too, bro. You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. You can't be all outspoken on certain topics just because your bosses allow you to. So all of these people can be threatened. All of these people can be under some type of spell, whatever it is. That's fine. The moral of the story, though, is that this is why we, as the people, us regular people that didn't do any harm to anybody, none of us got any blackmail on us, we are free to talk. We, the people, have every right to question all of these individuals. All of them. We have every right to have trust issues with all of these individuals. Because if they're all threatened and they're all compromised, I can't trust you. You're fed. You're going to say things to just stay alive, or you're going to not say things to stay alive. I don't want my information from you, bro, because that is propaganda. You're only going to push what you're allowed to push, whether you're threatened or not. That's not my issue. That's not my problem. So, Tucker, you're questionable, bro. However that may look, you look suspicious. And so does all the rest of them. And the last clip I got to show, just to give y'all some more context on who Tucker Carlson loves the most. And why I'm trying to tell y'all that he would never come out and speak his mind. Listen to what he had to say here. And this is the last clip I'm showing y'all, and then I'll get to y'all comments so we can finally go to sleep. I know this was a lot of content. Y'all know me. When I don't see y'all for like 2-3 days, I got a lot to talk about. So here we are. But this is the last thing, I swear.
Charlie Kirk was murdered. I've really tried not to comment on the murder investigation in public, and it's not because I don't care. Of course, I love Charlie and knew him well since he was a teenager. But I haven't said anything about it. I really tried not to say anything about it. First, because I don't really know anything that everyone else doesn't know. I've asked around, but of course, how do you know what the truth is? But the other reason I haven't said anything is because I know personally a number of the people involved in what's now become a very large story. I know them really well. And I really think a lot of all of them on every side. Candace Owens, I've known a long time. I love Candace Owens. Blake Neff at TPUSA once worked for me at a couple of different places, and I love Blake Neff.
Tucker Carlson loves Blake Neff. And we've heard this before. We've heard this before. This is nothing new. But just I want you to think about the people that he mentions and just think about him coming out and who this would directly affect. And this further proves my point. And I might rest my case on the fact that he would never come out for this exact reason. He has too many ties to too many people on both sides. Therefore, he is a fence sitter because he doesn't want to upset anybody. He loves Candace. He loves Blake.
Neff at T-Side. Candace Owens, I've known a long time. I love Candace Owens. Blake Neff at TPUSA once worked for me at a couple of different places, and I love Blake Neff. Erica Kirk, I've known since she was dating Charlie Kirk, and I love Erica Kirk. And I think these are all really, really decent people. And so it's been my desire for 3 months not to get involved in any of this. And in general, to think to myself, anybody who is earnestly searching for the truth, whether they're right or wrong, but as long as they're motivated by a desire to find out what happened and therefore honor Charlie's memory by getting to justice, anyone who's doing that, I'm not going to criticize. Again, no matter what track they're on, lots of us, and this has certainly happened to me, have good moments, but
yeah. He said he loves Blake Neff. He loves him. Mind you, he knows exactly why he was fired. He knows exactly why Blake Neff was fired. He knows exactly what he said. Someone tried to tell me that he is just so forgiving. Tucker Carlson is so forgiving. He sees the good in so many people. Well, he thought that it was great to call Charlie Kirk and say, Charlie Kirk, you should have this person that just got fired for saying the most diabolical racist comments. You should have him front and center on your Charlie Kirk show on camera with a mic in front of him. Tucker Carlson did that. He referred Blake Neff over to Charlie Kirk and vouched for Blake Neff and said he's a great Christian man, great values, great this, great that. Tucker Carlson did that. Now, I've said it before. Charlie Kirk, I don't know what he had going on for him to hire so many snakes around him. I know Tyler Boyer hired a lot of snakes around him, but some of the people that, like in this situation with Blake Neff, he just had so many people around him that literally have questionable past that don't match Charlie's vibe. Charlie doesn't have this whole criminal background and racist background. So I'm like, why are you surrounding yourself with people like that? You're surrounding yourself with your Tyler Boyers, your Andrew Tyler Boyer was pardoned by Trump. Andrew Kovett, weird. Blake Neff, weird. All of these pastors in TPUSA faith, weird. Erica, weird. He was surrounded by him. Now you got Tucker Carlson, who we all want to like, but the man literally says, he loves Blake Neff. After Blake Neff said, what did he say? He said it was some crazy Asian comment. He said something about the violence is down for black people because more black dudes are playing Call of Duty inside or something like that. It was something crazy. Then we know the information that Barron dropped the other day about Blake Neff. Dude is a sick individual. But Tucker Carlson loves him. Okay.
Good motives, but wind up in the wrong place. But it's a sincere mistake. So that definitely happens. I have done that, and so I've just wanted to stay out. And then the other day, I had like a 3-hour conversation with Theo Vaughn, and it was not about Charlie Kirk or anything related to it, but that topic came up. And I said, in effect, I don't trust the FBI. And that gave some people the impression that I was, accusing them of being involved in Charlie's assassination. And of course, I wasn't. And I certainly didn't mean to. But it gives me the chance now to say what I think, which is that we should not necessarily trust the FBI. And by the way, why would we? It's not an attack on, the political leadership of it. I've known Dan Bongino, for example, for a long time and like Dan, and don't imagine he would ever be involved in intentionally covering up a murder of somebody. I don't believe that.
He's cool with Dan Bongino. Now, I know he just got into it with Dan Bongino over some text messages the other day. I forgot what that was about. But I'm just trying to paint this picture of how many people Tucker Carlson is cool with, and telling y'all that if he were to come out, this would directly affect all of these people. Because Candace is standing on an island by herself. Candace is against all of those people, or those people are against Candace. Candace really probably doesn't really care about them. But all of those people are against Candace. So if Tucker was to come out and say something, Blake Neff, Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, Erica, all of those people would be pissed at Tucker if they aren't already. So I'm just trying to, again, paint a picture to show y'all that I don't think Tucker would ever come out. Tucker would never come out and say anything. He's not collecting information. This is all my opinion. I just want to be on record because just like how we was on record before with saying Tucker Carlson was very questionable. And now there's a lot of people coming out being like, man, that dinner is so weird with Erica and Tucker Carlson. And then when I made a video about it, everybody was like, dang, bro, we talked about that like a month ago. Yeah. So let's just go ahead and put it out there again. Tucker Carlson is weird. He's questionable. He's not coming out. He's not collecting information from Erica to eventually come out and talk about it. No. He plays both sides. He's a fence sitter, just like Megyn Kelly. Just a little bit less because he'll actually have people on the show that probably he's strategic. The people that he brings on his show is probably his perspective of the case. But he just will never say it. He allows them to say it. So it's better than Megyn Kelly because Megyn Kelly don't even want to hear none of that. But Tucker Carlson still does not come on and speak at all. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, again, when it comes down to this dinner with Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson needs to be the person to clarify if this was true or not. Was Erica anti-greatest ally in front of your face with Charlie sitting next to her? Yes or no? That is for Tucker to respond. That is for Tucker to put out some type of statement confirming or denying if that's true or not. Nobody else. But we'll see. We'll see because they are already applying the pressure on the wrong people. They're applying pressure to Turning Point. Turning Point's not going to respond. So we'll see. I'll do my part and keep on talking about how weird Tucker Carlson is, along with many other people. Because Tucker Carlson is definitely not the main focus of this entire thing. And again, I agree with Tucker Carlson on most things. But he's just weird on this Charlie Kirk investigation. Now, I will say, since we did go over, I will get to the Yap community comments, but I will be like breezing through because we went way over tonight, yapping a lot. So I can't get to every single one like usual. Just because we started at 10:45 and it's 1:30. And yeah, the Yap community been going crazy. We've been having a lot of chatter tonight. So forgive me. Man, I'm trying. I'm looking. Hey, I like that's very positive. I appreciate you. Can never hate you, Jay. I appreciate you. Yeah, and also Tucker didn't respond to Jimmy Dore too. That's weird. I think he knows something. He definitely does. Tucker has to respond. How could he like her knowing this conversation happened? We need answers. Stat and from TBUSA. Absolutely. 100% agree with you. Tucker has to respond. He needs to put out a statement and confirm or deny if Candace is telling the truth. And I just have a feeling Candace is telling the truth because she would not have outed this and put herself on Front Street if it wasn't the truth. But if Tucker never responds, then I think that gives y'all the answer on who Tucker Carlson is. Jay, some of us don't like the press on Candace when she's literally, yes, done the most. Not Tucker, Megan, Matt Walsh, or Michael Knowles. Why squeeze those on our side? I understand. I definitely, that's why I say I give Candace the most grace for what she has provided and done this entire investigation. We would not be this far without her. I just think that some topics can be closed easily, and I feel like for some reason we prolong it. So the Aspen video in particular, I was like, okay, we're getting some we're getting somewhere with this Aspen video. Let's see Candace drop the Aspen video. If we were waiting for them to drop something. They finally dropped something. So then we all were like, okay, cool. So if they drop something, Candace is gonna be prepared for whatever. And that's the crazy part, is like, I think it's okay to just hold everybody accountable. I don't really want anybody to feel like they can just get away with anything. And that is never meaning that I'm just like, she's a Fed. No. I want to always preface that she is amazing. And I still to this day support her until I feel like something, reveals itself for me to not support her. Until then, there's no reason for me to jump ship. She has been phenomenal. But when the video came out and we were like, cool, this is what we've been waiting for. Candace got something cooked up her sleeve. Or she got something, cooked up her sleeve. And then that's when she is now requesting Andrew Kovach to respond to her email. I'm just simply stating that, hey, that's definitely not going to happen. This has happened before. We're waiting on a turning point statement. It's not going to happen. They didn't even make out a statement to tell us that they lied on a surgeon. So they're not going to reply on this. So I think it's okay for us to help Candace by just, keep, holding her accountable for these things like this. Nothing crazy. It's all out of love, but it just helps. Sometimes I feel like she's been wrong about a few things and we've been right about it. So I just want to keep that going. I think it's a very healthy balance because I'm on Candace's side. I still have a lot of faith in her. I think she's been phenomenal. But if I feel like something's off, I'm definitely gonna say it. Just because she's Candace does not mean that she's just exempt from my opinions. I'm gonna always provide it, and it's always gonna come from a good heart. So with this Aspen video, it's coming from a good place. I want her to drop something. I have no doubt that she has something up her sleeve, but I just need it to come faster than what it is, because if she's waiting for Andrew Kovet to give her permission, I don't like that. So let's go another way. But I do need to see something. Oh, I usually check the likes while I'm going through these comments to see if we can hit it while we reading the comments, or at least when we get to the end. So let me check. $73. What we got? 99 people in here, 98 people on TikTok, about 200. Can we at least get to 100 likes? That has to be possible. Can we get to 100 likes? Please like the video if you ain't doing nothing. I know you sitting there. Look, 3 people just left that quick. They said they ain't want to hit the like button. Look, I like them myself. Look, we at 74 now. Can we get to 100 before we're done with the comments? I appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, also subscribe to the channel. Don't be a lurker. Literally, Tucker had Blakey work for him during those racist rants, and Tucker sure didn't fire him. No, we didn't. I think Fox News probably did it. Why do you think Megyn Kelly is playing dumb a bit too well? It's a great question. I don't know. I think that it's so like deep when you really think about these people when they play both sides, because with Megyn Kelly, I'm starting to believe that she's obviously control op, but it's almost like she's paid to like represent the anti-Zionist side, and she has to be the people that pretends to push back against the Zionists. When I'm like, nah, I think you, and she's admitted before that she used to be one, and I'm like, nah, I think you low-key still won, bro. I think you're low-key still won, and you just pretend that you're this person that's so upset about it. Because I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know how they're able to play both sides in this situation so well. I don't know. Yeah, Candace had text from Charlie from 2023 about questioning Israel. Guaranteed they had his devices tapped. They knew what he was saying behind the scenes. Yeah. They definitely was listening. For sure. Thankfully, Jimmy wasn't really talking to Tucker. He was talking to the world. That is very true. Very true. Everybody was feeling Jimmy in that moment. Everybody. I won't vote Tucker. Yeah, I mean, I won't either if, I won't vote in general. It's just somebody has to overly prove that they for the people. I think Tucker is working out. He was just duped by EK. He's just trying to work out how deep it goes before he weighs in. I mean, it took him forever to really turn on Trump too. I mean, you know, I've heard that before. We'll see. I don't really believe it, but only time will tell. We'll see. I think he's gonna refrain from saying anything because he don't want to hurt his love for Blake Neff and Erica. Tucker is saying he doesn't know any more than we know. Yeah, that's a complete lie. That is a flat out lie. Email Tucker for an interview. I would love to do that, man. The problem is, I just think these people just will never respond to us regular folk. They just will never respond. I would love to. Would press him so hard. Just like, and it's from a place of like, bro, I'm a supporter, but I got questions about you. Jay, I think it changes when you're under pressure with kids at home and kids that aren't. I agree. I think that a lot changes. If Tucker is truly facing threats, then yeah, it's a different ball game. But again, you can face threats, but you also have to be able to accept the fact that we don't trust you. And your trust is just dwindling. Cause you can't have both worlds, bro. You can't be threatened and all this other stuff, and then when people question you, you think that it's not justified to be questioned or valid. When it's like, no, like we clearly our suspicion is right. We feel like you are being threatened and something is going on, and we're questioning it. So I'm just gonna assume that you're compromised. Isn't it weird that during Erica's speech, she didn't mention at all, not a single time, about his mother or father? They lost a son. She didn't mention him once. I don't think she's mentioned his parents at all this entire time since September. Yes, it is very weird. Any normal person would do that. Any normal person would sympathize and with the parent, with the mom. Like Charlie's mom just lost her baby boy because he only has a sister. So you would think that she would do that, but she did not. Our loves Chanel, thank you for supporting and donating to the channel. Has anyone heard from Charlie's family or sister Mary? Someone needs to try to reach out, don't you think? Love your channel. Real talk, no BS. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And I'm sure people have tried to reach out, but no, I have not heard from the family or his sister at all. I don't think I've seen them since that one picture at Charlie's like funeral or whatever. So yeah, it's very, very strange. And you know, if they were to come out, I think that they would destroy Erica and the entire Turning Point USA. So then that would make you wonder why they wouldn't come out. Because if they would come out and they would destroy everything that Erica and Turning Point USA is saying, then why wouldn't they come out to defend Charlie's legacy and expose them? It's a win, but that's how you know that it's bigger than what it is, and people truly are being threatened by somebody. Because if what they would say would destroy his wife and Turning Point USA for lying, then they would do it. But for some reason, they don't want to come out and say anything. So yeah, I guess everybody's being threatened. You should try to get an interview with Tucker. You can't get one if you don't try. I mean, sure. If y'all want me to send an email out, I'll try. Probably won't hear back, but sure. Why not, I guess. You know, I get the perspective of like, I'm the only one to gain from the conversation and not him. His following is already established and stuff like that. So I understand why they don't want to talk to little old me, but it would be great. Nisi said Nisi had a video on conversation between CK and his sister saying he didn't even recognize her anymore, meaning EK, there were problems for sure. Wow. Yeah, I gotta go watch that video. But you have to also take notice how waveringly quiet his parents have been, almost as if they don't want to risk relationship with their grandchildren because of the mother Erica. Yeah, could be, possibly. Were they at the memorial? I heard Erica didn't invite them. I don't know. I'm sure it wasn't that blatant. Like they didn't even get an invite or something. But I don't know. Yep, she was asked in an interview how his parents were. Her response: they're doing the best they can. Then immediately went back to TPUSA family. Yeah, she's weird. She's weird. And who wouldn't bring up the mom and the dad and the sister? Who wouldn't bring that up? They just lost their son and brother. So weird. Jay, if you've not watched the Bible 365 podcast EK did on Friday, it's worth watching. Be a good topic for Yappisode. I'll check it out, and maybe we can talk about it sometime this week for sure. I've seen some clips and stuff like that, so I'll check it out. I don't mind looking at anything y'all want to talk about. We can do that. Don't be afraid to also send stuff. If y'all got my ex, got TikTok, whatever, don't be afraid to send stuff over. If y'all feel like you definitely want to chop it up about it, I can't guarantee or promise you, but definitely don't hesitate. We can talk about anything. Yeah, facts. Telling other people to take time off. For real. All right, let's see where we at. I know this was a later episode. Yappisode, I'm sorry. We're at 89 likes. That is okay. That is okay. We almost got there. But I do appreciate y'all for listening to another Yappisode. I actually like to say it. Another episode of the Daily Yappisode 27. I appreciate y'all for listening, always staying up so late, always tapped in. For some reason, we always have the most listeners at the latest times, because I'm like, it's about to be 2 a.m. for me, and I got work in the morning. And for some reason, we still all sitting here yapping. So I appreciate y'all for listening and always supporting as well. We got a late super, Lauren Likey. Thank you, Lauren, for your donation and supporting the channel. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. And thank you all as well for supporting the channel and listening. We are going to continue fighting for truth. We are going to continue just keeping it real always. I don't ever want to change anything. Like, let's continue this going. If we're one of the few channels, because I'm not gonna say the only, if we're one of the few channels that are actually holding people to the fire, holding everybody accountable no matter what, I don't want y'all to ever have to question if I am, biased or favoring somebody. That's why I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that. I'm being sensitive. I don't ever want y'all to feel like at all. I want this channel to be very unique to the point where we can critique and criticize and have an opinion on absolutely anything and everybody. It doesn't matter who. We just want to base our thoughts off of straight logic and how we are feeling and get down to the bottom of it. So I want to keep it that way. I'm enjoying the fact that it's that way. I appreciate y'all for allowing it to be that way, because I think it is different. It is unique. Just like how on this topic with Tucker Carlson, it's not going to be too many channels, especially the bigger channels, that are going to be like, hey, I think Tucker Carlson is kind of odd for, you know what I mean? So I love the fact that we can do that over here, and we can already kind of be on top of the ball game, because we have already been questioning Tucker Carlson over here for about a month. So we're going to keep it going for sure. We got another buzzer beater donation. Thank you for supporting, Kyle. My conspiracy, Erica is tanking TPUSA to push anti-pro greatest ally, reverse psychology. On the down low, she's with Tucker. That's crazy. I mean, it could be. It's you really can't put anything past anybody. Like, maybe, I always thought it was weird that she would just do things to literally sabotage the entire company. I'm like, why are you dressed in all black when you're addressing the world? Like, she does the weirdest thing, and it's like on 100% intentionally sabotaging the company. And she has to be aware of that. She has to know that. So you could be right. You could be right. I don't really put it past. That is a great conspiracy. That is a good one. That is a good one. Well, I appreciate y'all for listening. Make sure you turn your notifications on. We have another week coming up. And we are supposed to have a special guest this week. Hopefully that happens. Just keep your notifications on. We'll probably go live, again, either Monday or Tuesday, maybe both, but definitely before Wednesday. I am off on Wednesday, always off on Wednesdays. But turn your notifications on. Again, hit the sub button before you go. Hit the like button before you leave out of here too. And I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one.